Hello friends, today we are going to learn about Geography Chapter 1, that is, the Earth in the Solar System. After this video tutorial, you will be able to understand the concept of the universe, celestial bodies, the solar system, the sun, planets, the Earth as a unique celestial body, and the moon. So let's get started. The universe. Now, what is universe? Universe, it includes everything that exists in the space, whether it is the sun, the moon, the earth and other planets, whether the stars and everything around and beyond them is universe. So now universe, it comprises of millions of galaxies. Now the question is that what is a galaxy? So, a galaxy is a cluster of a number of star systems like the solar system. Our solar system is a part of the galaxy that we call as the Milky Way. Another name of Milky Way is Akash Ganga. So, all the galaxies are constantly moving in the space. The Milky Way, that is our galaxy. It appears as a white band across the sky on a clear night. In ancient India, it was described as river of light and was therefore named Akash Ganga. Our next topic is celestial bodies. So what are celestial bodies? Celestial means heavenly. So all the objects we see in the sky are called celestial bodies, or we can also call them as heavenly bodies. So during day, some of them like stars and moons are not visible. Have you ever wondered why is it so? It is due to the bright light of the sun that we are unable to see these stars and moons. So now stars, planets, satellites, asteroids, meteoroids and comets. All these bodies are known as celestial bodies or heavenly bodies. Now let us take a look at each of these. Stars. Now stars, they have the heat and light of their own, and they are made up of hot burning gases. Now these stars, they look very small, but in real they are very large, and we say that they are fixed, or we can also say that these stars are stationary. Now why do stars appear to twinkle? Have you ever thought of the reason? It is because they are very far away from us, and their light has to pass through several layers of atmosphere. So this is the reason they appear to be twinkling. Now the distance in space cannot be measured in terms of kilometers. So for that, when we need to measure the distance in a space, we have a separate unit, and that unit is called as light year, right? So light travels at a speed of 300,000 kilometer per second. Wow, that's really a huge number, right? So one light year means distance traveled by the light in one complete year. Right? So this is a very important unit and is often asked in exams also. The sun. What is the sun? Guys, have you ever wondered that sun is also a star? The sun is the star that is closest to us. Yet its light takes 8 minutes to reach us. So next time if somebody asks you that do you know anything special about sun? You can always say that yes, do you know light from the sun takes 8 minutes to reach us. Another important question that arises is that when earth is the ultimate source of heat and light, right? We all know this. Even then, why is it so that its tremendous heat is not felt by us? The answer is simple because though it is our nearest star, still it is 150 million kilometers away. Now that's a huge distance, right? What are constellations? Constellations are arrangement of stars in a particular pattern in the sky. Now, can you name the most easily spotted constellation? Yes, it is Saptarishi. So, Sapt means seven and Rishi, as the name denotes, stars. So, as the name suggests, that this constellation known as Saptarishi has seven stars, and it's a part of a bigger constellation, that is Ursa Major. The first two stars of this constellation are known as pointer stars, and they're called so as these stars, they always point towards the pole star, or we can also call pole star as the north star. Now this north star, it remains at the same position, and with the help of these pointer stars we can locate this pole star, which ultimately determines the north direction. Now once the north direction is being sorted, other direction can easily be found with the help of this north direction, right? Now here are some of the constellations. As you can see that this to the right is a view of the Saptarishi in the night sky. As you can see that there is the pole star and this is the Ursa Major. So Saptarishi is a part of Ursa Major, and also given to the left of this slide are the pointer stars of Saptarishi pointing towards the North Star. Now here are some other constellations as Leo, Scorpius and Orion, and as you can see the different patterns formed by these constellations, and so are their respective names. The next topic is planets versus satellites. Now, planets are celestial bodies, right? But they don't have any heat or light of their own. What they do is that they reflect the light that they receive from the stars. Now, have you ever wondered where the word planet has come from? So, it has come from the Greek word planetai, and it means wanderers, right? Another very important and interesting feature of planets are that they are not stationary. They show dual motions. One is the revolution, that they revolve on a fixed path around the stars, and the other is rotation, that they rotate on their own axis. Now, what is an axis? An axis is an imaginary line which runs north to south across a planet. When we talk about satellites, satellites are just like planets, but they also don't have heat or light of their own. They reflect the light received from stars just like planets do. Satellites, they revolve around planets in fixed orbits. Now, if we talk about Earth, Earth has one natural satellite, that is Moon, and Jupiter has 63 natural satellites. Now, what are artificial satellites? Artificial satellites are designed by scientists. They are human made, that is why they are being called as artificial. And they're being released in space. And how they are placed in orbit? The answer is that these artificial satellites, they are carried by a rocket and placed in the orbit around the Earth. Now, let me tell you that these artificial satellites have numerous uses. They are useful in gathering information about space, about the weather forecast, about communication, then about disaster warning, broadcasting, and so many other uses. The first Indian artificial satellite was Aryabhat, that was launched in 1975. Among other Indian satellites are INSAT, IRS, and ADUSAT. So these are few important names of the satellites which are being asked in exams also, right? Next celestial body is asteroid. What are asteroids? These are tiny celestial bodies which move around the sun. And the very interesting fact about asteroids is that they lie between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. It is believed that the planet exploded many years ago and these asteroids are the part of this planet. Hence, They are also known as planetoids. So can you see in the diagram that how these asteroids are present between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter? Now that's an interesting thing. Meteoroids. The small pieces of rocks that revolve around the sun are known as meteoroids. Now there is a very interesting phenomena that whenever these meteoroids they enters the earth atmosphere, they get heated up because of the friction with the air. This causes them to burn like a flash of light, due to which these can also be called as shooting stars or falling stars. Another name for shooting stars are meteors. Now sometimes what happens is that these meteors they do not burn completely and hence they end up falling on the earth's surface. So wherever they fall on the earth's surface, they tend to create a large hollow, or we can say it crater. We name these hollows as crater. Such fragments of rocks that fell on the earth are called meteoroids. So be very careful between meteoroids and meteorites. There is a difference. Next are comets. Comets are celestial bodies that comprise of ice, gases, rocks and dust. When they come close to the sun, they begin to glow and form a long shiny tail. They usually appear in the sky after very long intervals. For example, let's talk about the famous comet Halley's Comet. It appears every 75 years and is expected to appear next in 2061.